going to share something very personal with you that I think is very important to talk about. And I know if you're my family watching this or my husband's family, this might be shocking. Nobody except for those involved and my husband know the full story of what actually happened on my side of things just because I didn't want to bring it up again. And it took me a while to realize what had actually happened. But this is going to just hopefully be a lesson for young girls out there because, people will peer pressure you. People will give you faulty advice. They will give you empty words that you're supposed to follow and make decisions based off of. So this is going to be about not virginity in like going all the way sort of sense, but definitely down that path. And I just want to share with you what happened and how I view it now looking back. I will not give any names or details regarding my ex-boyfriend that this happened with because I do respect him. I've forgiven him, I've forgiven myself. It's not trying to do this to ruin his reputation or, to just bring it up or anything harmful by it. All that I want to do by this video is to help young girls decide what they want for their lives and to help them when they're in a situation like I was and they don't know what to do. So, if you don't like that, please stop watching this. This will get very personal, and I'm not going to try to sugarcoat the truth or anything to make it look better for myself or anything like that. I'm simply going to tell you what happened. So if you watched my last video, you know that I'm currently at a summer camp while you're watching this. And that's where I met my ex-boyfriend. I was 15 years old. We started dating in February the following year, but we had talked throughout from June till February. And for me, it was love at first sight. I don't know what it was about him, but I just was immediately attracted to him. He's very intelligent. I really like that. But yeah, he was just a person that I was really drawn to and felt that I connected with. However, during our relationship, things did not stay pure, they did not stay innocent, and I don't want to give specific instances because I don't want to embarrass him. But we were watching a movie, things got too far, and stuff ended up happening. It was not the full thing at all, but it was enough that my parents grew concerned. But while it was happening, I didn't know a lot of things. I didn't know what masturbation was. I didn't even really know what sex was. I didn't know what virginity actually was. It was very much innocent. And because I was innocent, innocent, naive, stupid, all of the above, I let things happen that I knew shouldn't have been happening, and I let them happen because I didn't think I could say no because I loved him. And I thought that because I loved him, in a way it was okay. And, the truth is it wasn't. But my parents found out and about some of the things that happened, but they weren't there. They don't know what both of us were feeling, or that I was innocent. But that's their choice, whatever. what happened, so I'm just here to tell you. I was grounded for a month until I apologized to my parents and I wasn't allowed to see him anymore, anything like that. And I really hated my parents. I thought that I was going to marry him. He was my first serious relationship. It only lasted for 3 months. So, it wasn't super serious, but it went farther than it should have for a dating relationship, especially of 3 months. But I thought they had just ruined my life. They didn't know what was going on. I thought I was old enough to make my own decisions. I thought I knew better. But looking back, I didn't know that even though we didn't go all the way, I didn't realize how much that would affect not only the way I thought, the way I looked at myself, but also the way I reacted towards other people. Because before I said, oh, well, she shouldn't be doing that with him, I had to step back, take a look at myself, and say, well, you did that with your ex-boyfriend because you didn't know any different. Or you did, you just chose not to follow it. I'm not trying to say my ex was all to blame because he certainly was not. But I do believe that I was innocent, not in the actions, but in the mind. I didn't understand the full consequences of the actions. And I definitely was not prepared to pay the cost for that. But I'm telling you this because looking back, I'm so glad my parents stepped in because if they wouldn't have, I could have given myself all of me to him. And obviously, I'm married to somebody else, having another man's baby, my husband's baby, but different than my ex-boyfriend. And I don't think I would be able to open myself up as much to my husband, both physically, mentally, and emotionally, as if I would have given myself fully away. So I'm telling you this as kind of like a precautionary tale that your heart does matter. And it does matter what you do with your body because once you give yourself to somebody, even a little bit, they're forever a part of you. Like, I don't resent my ex at all. I've forgiven him, I've forgiven myself, I've moved on, he's moved on, I respect him, like I said. But I still feel partially connected to him, I guess, because of what happened, because he was my first of anything down that path. And I mean, whether I resent that or not, that's what happened. So, no matter what, he's always going to be my first in that sort of way. But, people would talk about, oh, a lot of people, this percentage or whatever of females don't graduate high school a virgin. And, I was one of them. I made myself a statistic. I went along with the peer pressure that he was putting on me, that my friends were putting on me. And I did something that in my heart I knew I didn't want to do. Before I met him, I decided that I didn't want to have sex or anything like that until after marriage when I found the one that would respect me and love me and make a commitment to me and that I could do the same for them. And instead, I let my innocence and I guess just my innocence and my youth blind me. And now looking back, I realize how foolish that was. But at the same time, it gives me the experience to talk to other young girls about it because people will tell you, save your virginity for marriage. Or, your friends will say, well, you're a wimp or stupid if you haven't had sex yet or whatever. But you have to to decide what's right for you. And I will tell you that after you give yourself away to somebody, even if it's just partially, it does change you. It changes the way you look at things, it changes the way you look at yourself, it changes the way just everything about you is affected by it. But even if you do give away your virginity, even if you do give away yourself, it's not the end, because the most precious, I know people say that virginity is the most precious thing a girl can give you. That's not true. The most precious thing a person can give you is their heart. And when you 100% have somebody's heart, there's nothing like it in the world. And I mean, you should definitely respect that. But just, I don't know, just going through that, I wanted to share it with you to let you know that you're not alone. People struggle with this all the time. I know it's not something that you can really talk to, about with your parents, because I couldn't tell my parents what was happening. I knew they wouldn't like it, but I wanted to make my own decisions, and so those are the decisions that I made. I decided to give myself away and to, I guess, betray myself in a way, because, like I said, I didn't want to do it, and I told myself I didn't want to do it. So if you tell yourself that you don't want to have sex before marriage, don't, because once you betray yourself and the promise that you made to yourself to stay pure and, to stay a virgin until marriage, you're going to regret that. And it takes a lot to forgive yourself. It took me probably about 3 years to forgive myself. And I mean, I still struggle with it. My husband, he saved himself for marriage, and to a certain extent I did, but I'm not the same person I was before it happened. I'm not innocent in everything with him, so I can't give myself fully to him, because he's not he's my first in the full sense of that, but he's not my first for some things. And I know that's one of my biggest things is they say, save yourself until marriage, but they don't really tell you why. Well, when you can give yourself fully to someone for the first time and just feel that vulnerability with them, and you know that they feel the same way, and you're both unsure, but you're best friends with each other, it doesn't really matter how good or bad you are, or what weird things you do, or just whatever. It doesn't matter, because you're with your best friend. It's a learning experience for both of you, and it's something so sacred that if you save yourself, you're only experiencing it with this one person, and they're only experiencing it with you if they save themselves. And that's just a magical thing that I can't even really explain, because in some senses I experienced that, and in others I didn't. But yeah, that's just something that I've really been thinking about. Just focusing on the young people that I'm around, and the young people at camp who are making decisions for themselves, whether that's right or wrong or whatever. But I just want to be a voice out there to let you know that you're not alone, and we've all struggled with it. And I just wanted to be able to step out there and to tell you that I've made a mistake. I've done this. Like I said, I'm glad my parents stepped in, because I would have given myself away completely, and that would have been harder than it already was. But yeah, so this is my Thursday story. Just stay true to yourself.